It seems I'm live. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to my happy bubble. I'm Rosie, and another beautiful day to be making that happy bubble all bright and shiny. So, yesterday I had another vitamin infusion, so I'm expecting to feel a lot better by day after tomorrow, I expect. I have been feeling so much better. If I'd known years ago that this could be the solution, how different things could have been. I don't seem to have that exhaustion that goes right through my body. No cravings for any food. Yesterday I had some chocolate, not because I was craving it, but because I planned on, I want to see what happens. I wasn't going to have chocolate as such. I just happened to mention to hubby that I'd planned to have sugar. And he went out for something and came back and he'd bought me a small bar of chocolate. So I thought, well, it's sugar. So, and no cravings. I'm still not craving anything. I had a bit of a hard time falling asleep last night, but it's the first night that I was on my own again in a week. So it takes a couple of days for my routine to kick back in. You'd think that after all this time I'd be used to it, but I don't like it. I don't like being on my own. I mean, if he snores, I can always leave the room. But, yes, so I'm quite surprised at the impact shoving all of these vitamins straight into my veins. It's just feeling really good. I'm looking forward to having my next meeting with my thyroid specialist because I was expecting to feel this good after I got the T3 and it's never worked. So, and I mean, for years and years and years, I used to eat all of the healthy foods and ignore everything else. So I'm not quite sure what's wrong with my system where I just couldn't get the value out of the food. It's the human body's very complex. Anyone who sort of says, it's energy in, energy out hasn't really understood the complexity. We know so little about the body, and apparently I've heard a few older doctors say modern doctors are nothing but glorified drug pushers, and I tend to agree with that these days. Anyway, I'm feeling really, really good. So I thought maybe I'd have a headache today. I was wondering if maybe last time when I had a migraine, it was because of the vitamins. And yeah, nah, it's not that. I'm feeling good. Enjoying a cup of coffee, as you do. So, it's still nice and hot. That's good. So, I've come to the conclusion that I would like today's rant to be about all of the different diets that once you've done as many diets as I have, it's no wonder that I just throw up my hands after a couple of weeks and say, this is just such a waste. And I still like the idea of the keto diet because most of the foods I really like. I think the version of the keto diet that I want to do is just have more carbohydrates because I'm not into the short benefit. I want long-term gains. I will be doing more extended fasting. This time around, I'm just going to sort of lower my carbohydrates in the lead up to the fast so that by the time I fasted, my system's already kicked over, so that the fast is actually really beneficial. First live I did, I talked about the Easy Slim diet, and that's the only one that's ever really worked for me, and I'm just going to do something like that. Increase my fat a bit and just watch my carbohydrates. I think everything else is pretty much balanced. I might have to increase the protein a little bit. I really have to do a bit of research on that. It might be a little bit low on protein for the benefits. So the diet industry has really done us a disservice over years. On my bookcase over there, I've got a whole bunch of diet books that for diets I've tried over the years, and every single one of them says, this is it, this is the answer, you do this and you'll be fine. And all of them exclude lots of foods. The diets that drive me nuts most of all are the ones, eat everything you like and lose weight. And then you look at all the exclusions and it ends up being a lettuce leaf diet. Because, you can eat everything you want, as much as you want, as long as it's a lettuce leaf. Okay, not a problem. The other diet that I really liked and did change shape on, so it wasn't so much losing weight, but I did change shape, which means I lost inches rather than weight, which always confuses me, but I'm easily confused when it comes to dieting, because, too much BS. I've just had the phone sort of do something, so I'll turn the volume down. But with the reason I couldn't do the carbohydrate addicts diet is because it was a 1 hour, you can eat carbohydrates as much as you want. And of course I never got to the stage where all I wanted was a slice of cake for dessert. I always, every time I did this diet, I would be fine for the breakfast and lunch, or skip breakfast and lunch, which is fine. But then all I ever wanted to eat in the hour was one of those bags of the mini Mars bars, which I thought I'd have one little mini Mars bar, and ended up having the whole bag because no self-control. And now that I'm feeling so good after having all of these vitamins shot into me, I'm thinking, if I can do something like that, because at the moment I don't actually want to have any sugar, so I don't want to have the desserts. I'm thinking maybe I can just go through and try that, but not stick to the hour that they say. And I mean, one of the biggest reasons I never really appreciated the carbohydrate addicts diet is because when the husband's around, I occasionally like to have wine with him, and my occasional glass of wine turns into a lot more wine because, before I finish the glass, someone has topped it up for me. And it's really easy to overindulge. And then, of course, I actually believe that I am an alcoholic, even though I don't drink a lot or regularly. But when I have a drink, and the reason why I say I'm an alcoholic is I like to have a second drink. And that's my definition of an alcoholic. So it's not the quantity that you're drinking, it's, can you just walk away from it? And I reckon now I would be able to easily walk away from it, because whatever it is that was driving that, it's not there. I haven't had a drink in quite a while, and I sort of think I probably won't have a drink until at least the wedding anniversary, in which case I will have however many drinks I want. Now that we're allowed to go out for dinner to celebrate, I'm going to celebrate it. It's a big one. And I probably won't have a drink again until probably Christmas. And, this is a 2-year plan. Well, it's 22 months now. So 22 months out from my next big birthday. And I'm just going to do it slowly. Bugger it. So I've got the puppy here raiding the rubbish bin, as he's wont to do. You want to see him? You going to say hello? He still hasn't had his broom this morning. Isn't he gorgeous boy? Yes, yes, he's my gorgeous boy. Yes, yes. Oh. So, yeah, look at him. Oh, isn't he adorable? Got to give him his broom yet. Poor little man. But exercise, I'm starting to feel up to it, which is always a good thing. This not wanting to exercise drives me nuts, to be honest. I always used to be lots of walks and that, and now I tend to set off my leg and my hip when I do too much. So I've started doing stretching exercises and just trying to strengthen that leg again and the back. So hopefully we'll be back in full swing. I give myself 6 months to get to actually being able to run again. I cannot walk fast, let alone run. Running is totally out of the question. I've tried it a couple of times and, it's not pleasant. Oh, God. No. And I mean, I've never liked running, but you always think maybe you should. I'm thinking, if ever we have the zombie apocalypse, I suspect I'll be one of the first to fall because I can't run away from them, and couldn't shoot them in the head because, no clue about guns. And, getting close enough to them to knife them, that wouldn't be a good idea either. So here's hoping that we do not get a zombie apocalypse, because that would, not be my cup of tea. Although, not sure what's worse. Lots of things are, I suspect. Anyway, more ranting about all of these diets. It's just, I think the hypnotherapists are right. I think the clue to diets, I mean, it's a lot of things. So if your stomach isn't right, like if you don't have the internal flora, you're kind of screwed. And how many people actually manage to rebuild after they've been on antibiotics or really been wiped out with some sickness. And I still think the mind's the biggest thing. I swear it is. I can tell you that for me, I've always expected to be fat, because you look at photos, the family photos, all of the grandmothers and great aunties and great grandmothers, and I have their face and body shape. It's just one of those things where I think from when I was little, because my mum was always on a diet, I think it's settled in deep into my psyche. So you are what you think, and I always promise myself this is the last diet I'm ever going to go on, and I'm just not going to play the game anymore. And then, of course, 3 months later, panic stations, because I'm still bloody fat. And it's, I don't want to be fat. So, try another diet. And I think I'm done with diets. I think I just need to have that space in between meals. So you do your essentially intermittent fasting. Don't graze all day. Have a meal. Don't consume calories until the next meal. End of. Enjoy food. Make food an experience again. It's been a long time since I've enjoyed food. I eat a lot of it, but I haven't really enjoyed it. I'm starting to like cooking again, but I still don't enjoy food. So I guess it's getting the ritual of food back. It's been really hard because I'm on my own most of the time. So, and for the last 2 years, hardly ever go out for a meal because, oh my God, we're all going to die. Now that I'm allowed back out, I need to find people to go out with. My the person I relied on to go out with me, just for a fun catch up once a month. Well, she absconded to England. I'm glad England's enjoying her company, but I'd like her back. Yes, I am selfish. No, I am the centre of my universe, and I mean, anyone who says they're not is not quite honest. I mean, I'd put my life on the line for any of my friends, but I'm still the point of view I have to look at the world from. So how do I wrap my head around this new me? And I think it's just a matter of doing it. Just do it. Nike it. Just be. So sometime today I will get around to reorganising my office, ready for work. Hopefully I'll be back at work on Monday. So everything will flow from that. And I'm pretty sure once I'm busy enough back at work, I will just be able to get on with it and be. So gardening's a big goal of mine at the moment. And of course, I'm still waiting for the harnesses for the dogs so that I can take them out on my own. Because of my leg injury, I haven't been able to take both the puppies out at the same time. And I don't like taking them out one at a time because it's just the arguments that ensue from that. It's like, yeah, just no. Probably should train the dogs to go on the treadmill as well. I think that would be really good. I should do some videos of that, trying to get them to do that. I've got plenty of other videos to upload, which got to get around to doing that. But that's probably all the rant that I want to do today. I think it's just a lifestyle change. So I will be working towards doing another at least 7-day fast next month. So I'm not going to do it in May. I'm going to do it in June. Only because I got to pick my battles, and getting back to work is going to be stressful enough because I haven't worked for a few months courtesy of a few rules, which drives me nuts. But I'm going to be working from home, so in a way that's going to be more difficult, and in another way it's going to be awesome because I can work instead of having travelling time. And I'll have the babies here, and they're about to start doing their, oh, let's fight and be loud. So on that happy note, keep your happy bubble shiny. You've got this. Life's an attitude, and when it sucks, have a pity party. Just don't keep that party going. Not worth keeping the party going. Anyway, I'm going to head off now so that I get things done, and hopefully I will have the time to do this first thing in the morning. I'm not very good at being really super early at the moment, but I'll have what's behind me a little bit better. We hope. We can but hope. Anyway, have a great day. Shining happy bubbles. See ya.